Watch my previous videos and all that. This was the build up to that.
No one, in my mind, no one is above the law.
Consequence and accountability for everyone, and no one is above the law, including the President of the United States.
The House demonstrated that no one is above the law, not even the President of the United States.
We just heard from them, nobody is above the law, except aiding a fugitive from justice is legal under both state and federal law in the United States. In fact, those who are accused of helping a fugitive in any way, whether that involves concealing a person or running away to avoid giving testimony, can face very serious criminal charges. We know that a bunch of illegals come into the country multiple times and are deported multiple times. Illegal re-entry after deportation and subsequent capture can lead to criminal convictions for a felony. This is provided by the immigration law 8 U.S.C. Section 1326. In addition, the individuals would have to pay fines of up to $250 or more if they have already received previous penalty for the same reason. The Border Patrol. Border Patrol is a federal law enforcement agency under the United States Customs and Border Protection. So they are federal agents. Get that? Working. Having a job and therefore working in the United States without documentation is illegal. Anyone who works without a work permit would be exposing themselves to receiving a sanction which can range from fines to being deported from the country. Right there at the very bottom. So literally, all the people that are employing illegals without a work permit are breaking the law as well, and sanctuary cities that are allowing it are breaking the law as well and aiding and abetting fugitives from the law. I actually wonder why the Dems are going through the trouble of helping illegals run into the country. Non-citizens are slowly gaining voting rights. So, 2 Vermont cities have joined the short but growing list of jurisdictions that allow residents who are non-citizens to vote in local elections. All right, so lawmakers in Washington, D.C., Illinois, and New York cities this year are considering legislation that would offer the vote to non-citizens for local elections, such as for city council or school boards. These proposals have ignited the fierce debates that often come with immigration and voting rights proposals. Some states, meanwhile, have gone in the opposite direction in recent years, explicitly banning non-citizens from voting. So, I mean, there's like 5 cities that are actually allowing illegals to vote in local elections, taking American citizens' votes away and silencing them. They have no right to be here. They have no legal right to vote, even in local elections. Because of the voting rights and all that and trying to replace us as voters, that's why this is being allowed and the Dems are allowing this crap to happen.
A massive border crossing in Texas overnight, as hundreds of migrants trekked across the Rio Grande to reach the United States. Fires burning to keep them warm in cold temperatures. Men, women, children, and entire families lining up at the U.S. border after crossing illegally from Mexico. Aguantando hambre. Say an estimated 1,200 migrants crossed into El Paso, Texas, turning themselves into the custody of U.S. border officials. In Juarez, Mexico, county officials say the majority are part of a caravan that arrived days ago and was allowed to cross into the United States to require.
Look at all the buses just going out and all that to transport them anywhere they want to go all across the country, and the states that they're shipping them to have no right to say whether they want them or not. So our voices don't matter at all. It's whatever the Democrats want to do by shipping them all over the place. And that's why they did away with the stay in Mexico policy and all the crap that was actually working to deter this flood of illegals into the country.
Request asylum.
El 80% eran de Nicaragua. El otro 20% estaba muy muy nutrido. Estaba Honduras, Guatemala, Salvador, Perú, Venezuela también, Panamá, había Cuba, había algunas personas de Haití.
The U.S.
So we're literally taking in the world's people and all that. I mean, why don't we just move to another country and all that, since we have no borders, we have no countries, and illegals and criminals have more rights than law-abiding American citizens? Because our politicians are not listening to us. They're not doing what they're supposed to, and they're not enforcing our laws. Well, against illegal criminals or criminals at all. Instead, they're targeting law-abiding citizens while giving criminals and illegals more rights than we have.
Border Patrol Sector Chief says it's part of a new surge in crossings seen over the weekend, adding, quote, a 3-day average of 2,460 daily encounters, primarily through the downtown area of El Paso. By daybreak, U.S. border authorities were still loading hundreds of migrants on buses headed to nearby processing centers. The new surge comes after a record-breaking 2.7 million encounters were recorded across the southern border during the last year. Just days before the end of the Title 42 policy, the public health order that makes it easier for border officials to deny asylum and return migrants to Mexico.
2.7 million in just the last year alone. But there's no border crisis, right? Believe the Dems, whatever they tell you. Dems' open border policies, as well as rewarding illegals and criminals, this is what it's causing. We need to secure our borders now. They keep telling you, oh, the border's secure. Really? Well, they keep rushing the border and all that, trying to now not just wait to be let in. Now they're trying to force their way in. And this is because of democratic policies and all that they keep rewarding this kind of behavior. And we need to hold the Democrats responsible for this. Because with this is a major drug epidemic and all that that's costing 100,000 Americans their lives each year. Let me know what you think and all that, if we should just open our borders and just let everybody from the world that wants to come to America just freely walk in.